What's up, guys, and welcome back to another video I have for you guys here today. Now, today's not going to be any gameplay. It's not going to be Madden 21, no beats, nothing like that. Instead, we are going to be talking about the ratings that just dropped for Madden 22. Now, I'm pretty sure every single player rating is out. Can I sort by, like, the lowest overall? I can, and we get a 25 overall player. Yeah, okay, so every single rating is out. I don't know how long this video is going to be. I'm kind of just going to go over a handful of players. I'll probably talk about the Eagles, since they are my favorite team. Maybe even look at a couple potential franchise teams for me. I haven't fully decided on who I want to use yet, but we could, take a look at a couple of these teams. Here's a look at the 99 overall players. I can start out with this. Aaron Donald, of course. I feel like if it was possible, he'd be like 110. He's just that dominant. Devontae Adams, totally makes sense. He's insane. He has 99 catching. Also, very fitting. Makes a lot of sense there. Jalen Ramsey, the best cornerback in this game. I can also get with that. That's fine. Jalen Ramsey's fantastic. Patrick Mahomes, of course, you have to assume Patrick Mahomes is going to be a 99 overall. And then Travis Kelce. So two teams have two 99 overall players. But Travis Kelce, the best tight end in the game right now. I'm kind of curious, though. I want to see how close is George Kittle. He's a 96. He's not far off. I was going to say, both of those guys are incredibly good. But yeah, here's the list of like the best players in the game. All of them are pretty much assumed, right? They are guys who have been ridiculously good for a while. Nick Chubb being a 96 is awesome. I love seeing that. Him the same overall as Derrick Henry. A lot of people are pissed off about Derrick Henry being a 96 and like Christian McCaffrey being a 97 and even Nick Chubb being the same overall. But like, I'm good with it, honestly. Yeah, Derrick Henry's had a shit ton of yards. He had 2,000 yards or whatever. But Nick Chubb is a fantastic runner as well. Them being on the same boat, I can kind of see it. Dalvin Cook not too far behind. Khalil Mack, of course, is here. Aaron Rodgers at a 96. Stephon Gilmore, the second best cornerback. And then, of course, the Chiefs have Tyreek Hill as well at a 98 overall. Myles Garrett, the best edge. DeAndre Hopkins also a 98 overall. So, yeah, it's like a lot of expected players up here. But I wonder how many of these players are going to go up to a 99. Maybe Tyreek Hill will eventually be a 99. Myles Garrett could potentially. Maybe if Christian McCaffrey goes off again, he could go up to a 99. Stephon Diggs, I feel like, has some potential. Even like Aaron Rodgers, if he like wins MVP again or something crazy like that. So let's go ahead and check out the Eagles. Now, I'm pretty sure you guys can see all of this. It looks like you can based on what I'm recording, so hopefully everything's all good. But of course, the top player for the Eagles is Fletcher Cox, 94 overall. That's fair. I saw people talking on Twitter about this being a little bit too high. But, Fletcher Cox, still one of the best D tackles in football for sure. Blistering 32 catching, 19 throw power. Fantastic. Brandon Brooks, Jason Kelce. Of course, the guys you expect to be here, Darius Slay as well, Lane Johnson. Pretty big drop-off then to Brandon Graham and then Dallas Goedert. The team's not good, right? Anthony Harris, I feel like, I can almost imagine him being like an 84, but 81's fine. Miles Sanders also, I feel like, could be like an 83, but an 81, not horrible. Not horrible at all. I wonder if they have Steven Nelson here, or if he's still considered a free agent. I imagine he's still a free agent thing, because I haven't seen him yet. And he's probably in the 80s somewhere. But then Javon Hargrave, Zach Ertz, Roddy McLeod, Avonte Maddox, Derek Barnett, Eric Wilson, Josh Sweat, Devontae Smith, 75 overall. Which one's catching? It's this one right here. So what is his catching stat? He has 85 catching, 91 speed. I imagine this is acceleration then. 93 acceleration? Yeah, okay, that's fair. Seems like a really solid rookie receiver. Kerryon Johnson, Boston Scott, Ryan Kerrigan. Where is Jalen Hurts? He's a 71. That's fair, I feel like. He wasn't that insane last year. At least not to warrant anything kind of crazy to his overall. I don't know if he's the same overall as Arcega-Whiteside. I feel like you gotta bump down Arcega-Whiteside a little bit. We got Alex Singleton, of course, he's gonna be playing a lot. Beast middle linebacker. Love me some Alex Singleton. The best receiver in the NFL right here, Travis Fulgham at a 73. Jalen Reagor, hopefully looking to have a nice sophomore season. Kayvon Wallace, I would love to see a lot more of, if possible. Landon Dickerson maybe could even play a little bit. So yeah, the Eagles don't have a great team, but they have some youth now. Now, they're a team that I might do something with in Madden 22. Madden 22 is going to receive an update. I'm pretty sure like sometime in September that is going to completely change scouting. So I'm assuming the base game is going to have scouting like every other Madden has these past few years. I'm going to wait to start my actual Madden 22 franchise until September, whenever that update comes out, right? So for the first month or so the game releases, I'm not going to have that main franchise. I think I'm going to do a longer term rebuild, and the team I'm thinking about doing is the Eagles, just because they're not very good right now. They're my favorite team. I normally don't get to use them, but I'm going to wait and see. I'm probably going to start out the year uploading a couple rebuilds like throughout the first week or so, just to kind of get a feel of what every other content creator is doing right away. Because if somebody else, like if C4 decides to do the Eagles in a rebuild style like that, like a long-term rebuild style, I'll let him do it. I don't want to conflict with another creator, and he's also an Eagles fan, so it would make a lot of sense. But yeah, I'm probably going to do the Eagles. Hopefully nobody else chooses them. I'd like to do them, but there's a bunch of, like, honestly really bad teams in this game, so I feel like there's a bunch of teams that could be fun to rebuild. But let's go ahead and check out another team. Like I said before, I don't know exactly which team I'm going to be doing my franchise with, but I think the Falcons and the Panthers both are pretty interesting rosters, so let's go ahead and check out these teams. So the Falcons' highest rated player is Calvin Ridley at an 88. Grady Jarrett also an 88. Deion Jones, Matt Ryan, Jake Matthews. This team is not good. Like, just straight up really not good. They could be a really fun franchise team. They're one of my top picks, I feel like, because we have an interesting development then. We have Matt Ryan, who we could keep for a season, or we could ship him off to potentially a quarterback needy team somewhere and see if we can get like a first round, second round draft pick for him in the game, and then just build around a new quarterback whenever we draft, right? We also have Kyle Pitts, who is sick. He has 91 speed, 92 acceleration. I imagine he's a superstar. He'd be really fun to build around at tight end. We have Deion Jones, who is still super good. Grady Jarrett's really good. And of course, Calvin Ridley is sick. 88 overall. This will probably go up throughout this season because no longer is Julio Jones on this team. So I imagine Calvin Ridley will probably get a ton of targets. We also have a couple other younger players. We have like AJ Terrell they just drafted. He's a 77 overall. Now, Oluokun isn't super young, but he has 90 speed at outside linebacker. Chris Lindstrom's a pretty good guard. He's fairly young as well. And we have a bunch of different positions we have to fill. This could be a really fun franchise team. Now, like, once Madden 22 comes out, I'll probably message a couple creators just to see what teams they're doing. This is why I have a couple in my head, because I don't want to do the same team as someone else. I want to avoid that as much as possible, if I can. But anyway, another team we're looking at here, the Panthers. Now, originally, I thought the Panthers were going to be too good, just because of this man, just because of Christian McCaffrey. Usually, if you have a really good running back, it's not that impossible to win games. I don't know how it's going to be in Madden 22, though. We'll definitely have to see. But Christian McCaffrey, of course, is a 97, and then a massive drop-off to Brian Burns. He's still really good, but 10 overall points. And Robbie Anderson, Taylor Moton, DJ Moore, AJ Bouye, Dante Jackson. This is another really cool team because, right, we have Brian Burns, who is incredibly young and super, super good. Can I look at some more stats? Okay, can I look at block shed? 72. That's actually really low. So if I use this team, of course, we're going to have to try to develop his block shed as much as we can. But yeah, alongside Brian Burns, of course, we have, wherever he is, Yetur Gross-Matos, another really young player. Another edge rusher as well. We have Jeremy Chin, who's super young. Derek Brown, Dante Jackson, DJ Moore. We have JC Horn they just drafted. This is a really cool team as well. And of course, at quarterback, you can't forget about him. We have Sam Darnold at a 71 overall. Also, Chuba Hubbard could be interesting. I mean, we have Christian McCaffrey. If he goes down, then we can have Hubbard start a little bit. But yeah, this is definitely a team I'm looking at. I feel like the Panthers aren't fantastic. They have some cool pieces set in place already, and we have a bit of a development with a couple of these guys as well, so they're an interesting team to look out for. Now, honestly, when I was just thinking about what teams I wanted to use, the first team I thought of was the Broncos. They might be a little bit too good, though. I kind of wanted to use a team in the 70s, but the Broncos could still potentially be a team I'd go with, right? Because we have like Justin Simmons, right? Justin Simmons is a really, really talented free safety. Of course, Von Miller, but he's getting fairly old. But Justin Simmons still pretty young, has a couple years before he really begins to regress. He'd be really fun to try to build around for a little while. Kyle Fuller is still really solid at an 87 overall. Bradley Chubb is still really young, could potentially take over for Von Miller. Noah Fant at tight end, really athletic, really solid player there. Cortland Sutton also really young. Jerry Jeudy down here as well. And then they have Patrick Surtain, who I was really excited to potentially use. And then at running back, he's a 75 overall. I don't know why I couldn't just find him over there. He's another player I'm kind of excited to potentially use. He's not very fast, but he could be really fun to develop. I imagine he has hidden development trait. He's a 75. That's really high for a second round draft pick. I think he was a second round draft pick. I did not mean to get rid of Denver, but regardless, you get the idea. They're another team I could potentially go with. And now we're going to be sticking in the same division, actually. So this team, I think, is in the 80s as well. But a lot of the team, I feel like, would be players we would get rid of, like, fairly early. Like Richie Incognito. He's really good. 89 overall, but he's super old. I don't know if I would keep him in a franchise. Same thing with like John Brown. I mean, he's only an 82, but he's another fairly old kind of player who doesn't have many more years left. We have Derek Carr. We have to figure out what we're going to do with that situation if we choose this team. We have Henry Ruggs as well. Like, he's not a player we'd get rid of course, but 98 speed, he'd be really fun to use. Of course, I didn't mention him yet, but Josh Jacobs would probably be the MVP of the offense if I had to guess at an 89 overall. Maybe even Darren Waller. One of the best tight ends in this entire game, 97 catching. So the Raiders could be a really fun team to use as well. Now, I think we're going to talk about one final team here, and then maybe go over some other specific stats and whatnot. But the Lions, right? The Lions are horrible. I'm sorry, Lions fans, if any of you guys are watching me right now. The Lions don't have a good team. But that could make for a really fun franchise. Their highest rated player is Frank Ragnow. Then it falls off pretty significantly there to TJ Hawkinson at an 85. And then in 82 and 81 and 80, they have, what, 5 players who are an 80 or higher, and one of them's a punter. So, like, their team is really, really bad. They could definitely be a really fun franchise team. The only thing dissuading me from using the Lions is that their first round draft pick went to a tackle. It went to Penei Sewell. He's amazing. Fully acknowledge that. But the last 2 franchise teams I chose took a tackle in the first round, with the Giants last year and the Bengals the year before that. So I don't know if I'd go that route once again. The thing is, though, they do have... I was going to mention Amon-Ra St. Brown. I think that's how you pronounce his name. Maybe I'm wrong, but he's a 67. I was going to say maybe we could potentially try to develop him if he was in the 70s, but that might not be possible. But yeah, the Lions are in for a full rebuild. That's for sure. That could be fun to see in a franchise series. I don't know if I'm going to do that, but that could be interesting. Now, I want to take a look at just a couple other like positions, because I've seen almost every position just on Twitter and stuff like that. I just want to look at all the linebackers. Now, I know some of these linebackers are edge rushers. Some of these linebackers are 4-3 outside linebackers. So they're not all like the same exact position, but I kind of just want to take a look at what the linebackers are looking like. Now, I've seen Khalil Mack. I've seen Chandler Jones, but Fred Warner's a 94. That is sick. I think that's very fitting. Fred Warner is tremendous. TJ Watt being a 94, also a really cool overall there. Levante David, Von Miller, Bobby Wagner. I gotta say, though, a lot of people think TJ Watt is too low. 94 overall, though, is still an insane overall. He's also really young, so he has a ton of room still to grow a little bit. Now, Joey Bosa's here. Typically, you have him as like a defensive end, but maybe the Chargers are running a 3-4 now. I don't exactly know, but a 92 for him. Demario Davis, 91. Eric Kendricks, a 90. Darius Leonard, an 89. A lot of these make sense. Devin White's an 85. Yeah, a lot of these make a lot of sense. That's a position group I have not seen yet. And then one other position group is the offensive linemen. I have not looked at the offensive linemen yet, aside from the few who were at the top. Now, we saw this before, but Zach Martin is the best offensive lineman in the game. Quentin Nelson, not too far behind. David Bakhtiari as well. Teron Armstead, Trent Williams, Ronnie Stanley. Brandon Brooks, let's go. We got an Eagle. We got another Eagle. And another one probably not too far down here. Where's Lane Johnson? Oh, he's on the next page. Whatever. Corey Linsley's up to an 88. Wyatt Teller, 89. Tristan Wirfs is an 89. I mean, that makes sense. But it's just crazy because he's still so young. So much room to grow. Already an 89. He's probably going to be like a 99 after the first season of like every single rebuild. He's ridiculous. Unless he just falls off massively, but I doubt that's going to happen. Where's Mekhi Becton at? Another rookie tackle who went off last year. Not as well, apparently, according to Madden, but Mekhi Becton, 82 overall, still really good. Now, one more player I feel like I want to look at just for the memes. Let's go ahead and check out my man, Trace McSorley. 55 overall, stud. 84 throw power, stud. Mans is an absolute legend. But anyway, I think that's where this video is going to wrap up. I don't want to keep it going for too long. Just a little overview at a few potential teams I could go ahead and select for Madden 22. Let me know in the comments about any ratings you're surprised about potentially. Maybe just what your opinions are about the ratings in general. Like maybe specifically your favorite team or something like that. But most importantly, let me know which team you think I should go with in Madden 22. I can't guarantee I will be able to choose that team. Because like I said before, if another content creator goes ahead and takes it, like Bangle or C4 or Headstrong or anyone like that, I will probably just concede and not take that team. I'll just let them have it since I have a bunch of options already. But thank you so much for watching this video. Really hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye. Where every step you take is do or die.